After 6 days Jesus took with him Peter, James, and John and led them up a high mountain apart by themselves. He was transfigured before them, and his garments became glistening, intensely white, as no fuller on earth could bleach them. Then there appeared to them Elijah with Moses. They were talking to Jesus. Peter said to Jesus, "Master, it is well that we are here. Let us make 3 booths. One for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." For he did not know what to say because they were very afraid. Then a cloud overshadowed them, and a voice came out of the cloud, "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." Suddenly looking around they no longer saw anyone with them, but only Jesus. As they were coming down the mountain, he charged them to tell no one what they had seen until the Son of Man had risen from the dead. So, they kept the matter to themselves, questioning what the rising from the dead meant. They asked him, "Why do the scribes say that first Elijah must come?" He said to them, "Elijah does come first to restore all things. How is it written of the Son of Man? That he should suffer many things and be treated with contempt. But I tell you that Elijah has come. And they did to him whatever they pleased, as it is written of him." When they came to the disciples, they saw a great crowd about them, and scribes arguing with them. When the crowd saw him, they were greatly amazed and immediately came up to him to greet him. He asked them, "What are you discussing with them?" Someone in the crowd answered him, "Teacher, I brought my son to you, for he has a dumb spirit. Wherever it seizes him, it throws him down. He foams and grinds his teeth and becomes rigid. I asked your disciples to cast it out, and they were not able." He answered them, "O faithless generation, how long am I to be with you? How long am I to bear with you? Bring him to me." They brought the boy to him. When the spirit saw him, it immediately convulsed the boy. The boy fell on the ground and rolled about, foaming at the mouth. Jesus asked his father, "How long has he had this?" He said, "From childhood. It has often cast him into the fire and into the water, to destroy him. If you can do anything, have pity on us and help us." Jesus said to him, "If you can. All things are possible to him who believes." The father of the child immediately cried out and said, "I believe. Help my unbelief." When Jesus saw that a crowd came running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying to it, "You dumb and deaf spirit, I command you, come out of him, and never enter him again." After crying out and convulsing him terribly, it came out. The boy was like a corpse, and so most of them said, "He is dead." But Jesus took him by the hand and lifted him up, and he arose. When he had entered the house, his disciples asked him privately, "Why could we not cast it out?" He said to them, "This kind cannot be driven out by anything but prayer." They went on from there and passed through Galilee. And he would not have anyone know it, because he was teaching his disciples, saying to them, "The Son of Man will be delivered into the hands of men. They will kill him. When he is killed, after 3 days he will rise." But they did not understand the saying, and they were afraid to ask him. They went to Capernaum. When he was in the house, he asked them, "What were you discussing on the way?" But they were silent because on the way they had discussed with one another who was the greatest. He sat down and called the 12. He said to them, "If anyone would be first, he must be last of all and servant of all." Then he took a child and put the child in the midst of them. After taking the child in his arms, he said to them, "Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me. Whoever receives me receives not me but him who sent me." John said to him, "Teacher, we saw a man casting out demons in your name, and we forbade him, because he was not following us." But Jesus said, "Do not forbid him, For no one who does a mighty work in my name will be able soon after to speak evil of me. For he that is not against us is for us. Truly, I say to you, whoever gives you a cup of water to drink because you bear the name of Christ, will by no means lose the reward. Whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better if your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. It is better for you to enter life maimed than with 2 hands to go to hell, to the unquenchable fire. If your foot causes you to sin, cut it off. It is better for you to enter life lame than with 2 feet to be thrown into hell. If your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. It is better for you to enter the kingdom of God with 1 eye than with 2 eyes to be thrown into hell, where their worm does not die, and the fire is not quenched. For everyone will be salted with fire. Salt is good, but if the salt has lost its saltness, how will you season it? Have salt in yourselves and be at peace with one another.